Welcome to Vancouver. So we have exited our cruise ship and we have a new adventure starting now. But we weren't supposed to. We were supposed to be flying home today. But nope. There's a hurricane that's heading straight for Houston, which is where our car is because we drove to Houston to fly on this trip.
Hope our car's okay.
So needless to say, we're gonna be stuck in Vancouver for a couple of days. I am grateful that we are not going to be in Houston. So we're gonna have a beautiful city to explore, some fun things to do. But yeah, this is just like one of those things of travel to be prepared for. You may not be able to go home when you want to because a hurricane could come and hit your airport. Anyway, we're gonna make the best of it. We've got a hotel booked. It's a 10-minute walk from Canada Place, which is where we are now. There is the HAL Noordam, Royal Caribbean, I think Brilliance of the Seas over there. I think there's some other ships on that side. So yeah, we're gonna get walking into downtown Vancouver. Well, we dropped our stuff at the hotel, which is about a 10-minute walk from Canada Place, then came back to Canada Place because there is a shuttle that will take you to Grouse Mountain. So I went online and booked our tickets for Grouse Mountain. Now we're gonna take the shuttle over there. That's where we're gonna spend our day. If we do anything else, we're gonna play it by ear, but there's a lot to do at Grouse Mountain. Me and Jason have been there before, and Sophia's gonna love it. She's excited to see the grizzlies, and she's scared of heights, so this is gonna be interesting doing the tram and the chairlift.
What's a chairlift?
We'll see. Okay, we have made it to Grouse Mountain. The shuttle ride's about 20 minutes from downtown Vancouver. We pre-purchased our tickets online so we can go straight to the tram line and go up the mountain. But this is a neat little area right here. There's like a little coffee shop right there if you need coffee. Yeah, it's Starbucks. And somebody is over here screaming, I need coffee. And then there's a bathroom. There's a water bottle fill station.
Which is ice cold.
Yeah, it's good and cold water because our water was kind of lukewarm. So yeah, we're just gonna meander our way down here and go over to the tram station whenever we're ready after we get her some coffee. We have made it up to the top of the mountain. That is a very steep tram ride. And so now we're just gonna wander the top right now. I think we're gonna head over to the grizzly bear encounter, check those out. There is Beavertails up here. There's the chairlift. There's a lot to do. There's a lumberjack show starting right now, but we're gonna wait till the 1 o'clock lumberjack show because like we wanna explore for a bit before we sit down for a show. The weather is great. Blue skies. It's gonna be very, very clear when we get to the overlooks. It's a bit warm. Should have worn shorts today. Sophia's dressed more appropriately than I am. Sophia cracks me up. She's like, no, I don't want to zip line. That's scary. And then she sees kids zip lining. She goes, I want to zip line. That looks like fun. You got to see it. Some things you think are scary until you actually do them. Trying to get her to do the Capilano suspension bridge tomorrow. She's hard no on that one. The lumberjack show is going on behind me, so it's a little loud, but we're to our first overlook. But we walked by and they just finished the owl talks. So the owl and the owl keeper was still out. So that was really cool seeing one so close up, and Sophia got to get really close to it. She was a little scared. Well, as of this moment, the bears are napping behind trees. So we can see them, but we can't really see them, if you know what I mean. Like they're there, but they're not being active right now. So we will come back a little bit later and hopefully catch them out playing. So we're on our way to the chairlifts now, which will take us up to the highest peak and where you get those really great views of Vancouver. Whee! We're heading up the mountain. So during the winter, this is a ski resort too. So these chairlifts are used for skiers in the winter, and for the summer, they're just a beautiful ride to the top for an overlook. Me and Sophia both have on sandals today, so I told her to hang on to those sandals because if she loses them, she's barefoot for the rest of the day, and that will not be fun. Hang on to them. Mine are good on my feet. It is a perfectly clear day and we can see the entire city of Vancouver from up here. We can see our cruise ship that we just came off of. We can see the ocean. We can see mountains. It is spectacular up here. Just a beautiful view. As you walk around the peak up here, you get different views. So we came over, there's another chairlift that's only used during the winter when it's a ski resort. But from here, you've got a great view of the mountains. I don't know what mountain that is back there, but it is a big mountain completely covered in snow. And then there's a smaller peak to the right of it. Well, if my Apple Maps is correct, that is Mount Garibaldi, which is 8,788 feet in elevation. But it is completely covered in snow. And for some reason, I thought that mountains only 10,000 and above would hold snow year round, but that one's below it and it's definitely middle of summer and it's got snow on it. I love seeing snow when I'm sweating. It's the weirdest thing. Keep walking up, go all the way up to the giant wind turbine, because up here is the wilderness overlook, and this is the best overlook because from here you've got a clear view of the mountain and you can look down into the city. So this is the highest point of the mountain, if that makes any sense. But I'm seeing a lot of where we are. This is like 3,700 elevation. I'm seeing snow on a lot of the peaks around us. That really surprises me. Not up here though. There's seriously snow up here.
That's what I said.
Wow, I cannot believe that. I have no idea how there's snow up here because it's hot, like really hot. We're both sweating. The sun's beating down on us. The sun is directly shining on that snow and it's still there. You got me. Oh my gosh. You can actually touch that one.
Oh my God, it feels so good.
How is this possible?
I don't know.
How is there snow up here? Okay, I misspoke. The peak of Vancouver overlook is actually at a higher elevation than the wilderness overlook. You know, you don't realize when you're going downhill how much you're going downhill until you have to come back uphill. Yeah, this girl's not in shape for going uphill. Back down the mountain we go. We're gonna go check the bears again, see if they're up from their nap, and then go into the cafe and get some lunch because
I'm hungry.
She's hungry. If I remember correctly, when Jason and I were here a couple of years ago, they have pretty good poutine in the cafe. So
what's a poutine?
She's never had poutine. We have to introduce her to poutine, right? What do you think of all this?
I loved it.
Are you British today?
Yes.
So we are in Lupin's Cafe and they do have poutine in here and it is a huge poutine. And Sophia wanted a chili cheese dog. So we have a foot-long chili cheese dog and a giant poutine. There's no way we're gonna be able to finish all this food, but we're gonna try.
That's really good.
Isn't that amazing? Yum. So poutines come in all shape and sizes. These are thin fries, dark brown gravy, and cheese curds.
So
That's
good.
yum.
I'm gonna try the
Honey, you got cheese on your face. Chili cheese dogs are definitely a fork and knife kind of food. The lumberjack show was awesome. Now it's time for a beaver tail. Sophia can't wait. I think today's the most unhealthy day we've ever had on this entire trip. We had poutine, a foot-long chili cheese dog, and now a beaver tail. I don't think it gets any worse than that, but they all taste delicious. And sometimes that's all that matters. She's not letting an ounce of that hazelnut spread go to waste. So there's one more show that we want to catch. It's called Birds in Motion, and it starts in 5 minutes. So we're heading over there. So we timed it out pretty well, doing the lumberjack show at 1, grabbing a beaver tail, and now it's right at 2 o'clock. You okay?
Powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar up the nose. Show was really cool, and they were flying in from all directions. They fly right up next to you. That was neat. And plus, she was very informative, telling us about the bald eagles. We saw bald eagles, we saw falcons, we saw owls, and vultures. I think there was one more. So we're gonna check one more time on the grizzlies because they have not wanted to show themselves today, and I'm hoping we can find them. Ah, we found a bear. Only bear we saw. Oh, that's a footprint.
Look at how small.
Well, this is the closest we're gonna get to the bears today. They're hiding from us. Yes, the bears are in the woods hiding. They moved a little bit, but you really can't see them. You just see a little movement in the woods, but so no bears for us today. Before we head out, we've come back to the cafe area and we filled up our water bottles at the water station and gotten a cup of fruit because there's like nothing better and more refreshing on a hot day than fruit. Okay, back down the mountain we go because it's time for that. We've had a good day up here. We're gonna ride the tram down, take the bus back, go check into the hotel, and go swimming. We got back to our hotel and our room is ready. So we were able to check in. The bellman is bringing up our luggage. Perfect for us. We are literally around the corner from the swimming pool. We are on the 4th floor and this is the Pinnacle Hotel Harborfront. So we can walk like 1 block and there's the harbor. So if we want to get out and watch the ships sail out tonight or tomorrow night, we can. We don't know if we are because we are pretty darn tired after, you know, basically what, 13 days in Alaska, and then we just did Grouse Mountain, and I checked and we already done 11,000 steps for today. So we stopped. There's a grocery store called Urban Fare right around the corner. Got a 12-pack of Diet or Coke Zeros for me because I'm fainting right now. I've had one all day. I need one. So I've got a bucket of ice. I'm about to get some chilled, pop the rest in the fridge, put on our swimsuits as soon as our luggage gets to our room, which they said would be very quickly, and we're going to the pool. You want to see the room real quick? Yeah, it's a good thing that we made these arrangements because I've been keeping an eye on the storm heading towards Houston right now, and our flight has been canceled. So whenever I booked this trip, it was kind of a last minute trip, and that noon flight out of Vancouver, I couldn't get us on that one. So I had us on an overnight flight leaving Vancouver tonight at 11:45 p.m., arriving in Houston at 6 a.m., and it has been canceled. So we just, in looking at everything, I just made the decision. I called United and I said, what can we do? They said, we'll put you on any future flight. And I said, how about Tuesday at noon? And they said, done. So they put us on Tuesday at noon. And that way we're not having to worry about, oh my God, what do I do? Has my flight been canceled? Am I going to be delayed? Am I going to be sleeping in an airport? So we're just here in Vancouver. Vancouver's a great city. So we had a good time today. We're about to hit the pool. So in doing this, Sophia had one stipulation. She goes, okay, I'm okay extending my vacation, but I need a hotel with a pool in it because she was obsessed with the pool on the cruise ship. So I made sure in finding a hotel to get one with a pool, and this one's got a nice indoor pool. So I'll be in the shade the rest of the day because I do have a bit of a sunburn on my face from being out on Grouse Mountain. Okay, snack bag is packed. We have towels. We're heading to the pool, and it's right around the corner from our room. So it's day 2 in Vancouver, and Sophia and I have decided not to do any sightseeing today. We are pretty beat from being on the road for 2 whole weeks. So we've decided this is a nice hotel. We're going to enjoy the pool, get some food. I bring a Roku in my suitcase with me, so we've already hooked that up to the TV, signed into the hotel's Wi-Fi, and have accessed Disney Plus. So we are good to go. We are binging Once Upon a Time right now. So that's a really good show. It's I haven't seen it in years, and I think I stopped on season 4 before. So me and her, we have gotten through we're almost done with season 1, and because we started watching it before this trip. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna do today. And you know, after watching the storm and seeing how quickly it was moving through, I was like, well, maybe I should have taken the flight on Monday today, and I'm really glad I didn't because it was just canceled. So everything I did was right. I got us seats on the Tuesday flight because now the flights from Sunday and Monday have been canceled. There's a lot of people that are waiting to get on flights. So being proactive about this and going ahead, and when I knew that storm was coming and moving our flights ahead 2 days, we've got seats. So the seats are not even next to each other. They're on the aisle, but they're like, I'm in row 28 on the aisle and she's in row 27 on the aisle. So that's as close as they could get us being an adult and a child traveling together. But we have seats, so I'm grateful for that. So we're just gonna relax today, enjoy the pool, enjoy vegging, probably order some food in, or there is a grocery store right around the corner called Urban Fare, right around the corner from this hotel. So we might pop in there and get something for lunch, who knows. But anyway, we're gonna take it easy today in Vancouver. It is a beautiful day. The sky is blue, the sun is shining, but we just don't feel like sightseeing today. So check in tomorrow. Today's Tuesday and we're headed home. Yes, we are very ready to go home. I was able to check into our flight yesterday at noon. It said it was going to be on time today. I've checked it this morning. It still says it's on time. The weather has cleared in Houston. It's not even raining anymore, so we are good to go. You know, it's been a wonderful trip. But when a trip is over and you're ready to go home. So having 2 extra days tacked on was like a little like, at times, but we had fun. Me and Sophia made the best of it. We had a great time yesterday, just chilling at the hotel, and ordered pizza for dinner last night, had that delivered to the hotel. That was good. And we are sleeped up and ready to go, and we're headed to the airport in just a few minutes. What an evening. So we landed here in Houston at 6:20. It is going on, hold on, 8:08. It took us 2 hours to get to the gate, unload it, walk to the terminal, and get in line for the shuttle to get back to our car. Traffic's insane. They said it's gonna be, I don't know, you should have seen that line. There's hundreds, not kidding, hundreds of people in line for the parking shuttles, not just ours, but all the parking shuttles to get in. We had to wait for 2 shuttles to come and go before we got on one. So we're at our car and we are headed home. I'm curious to see how long it's gonna take us to get home. We have a 4-hour drive from Houston, and it's 8 o'clock now, so that's midnight. And we still have to stop and get food and gas and all that good stuff, so who knows. I'll check in later. Well, I have made it home from Houston, and let me tell you, that was a very interesting journey. So this was probably the most difficult drive I've ever made in the evening, because I was expecting to have a couple of hours or at least an hour and a half of daylight before it started getting dark, and then have the rest of the time in the darkness. But by the time we pulled out of Houston, the sun was setting. So the entire 4 hours pretty much was in the dark. To make it worse, the electricity was gone. in the Houston area for about 2 hours outside of Houston. So you'd see these little patches of area that had electricity, but they were few and far between. And the gas stations, everyone was trying to get gas. And so the gas stations would have like 50, 60 cars at them trying to get gas. Luckily, I had a half a tank of gas, so I didn't need gas until we got out of the vicinity. But that also meant we weren't getting food anytime soon. So it was probably about an hour and 45 minutes after leaving the Houston area before we found a gas station that wasn't crazy busy. We stopped and went ahead and topped off. That gas station didn't have like a restaurant attached to it like some of them do. So I just grabbed Sophia and me some snacks to kind of get us through a little bit longer. And it was another hour or so before we found where we could actually get food. It was probably 11 o'clock before we ate dinner. And we finally pulled in back to Alexandria at 12:30 or 12:45 at night. And let me tell you, we were pooped. And I think we slept till about 11 o'clock this morning. We were just so tired. But that ordeal is over. Our area did not get the hurricane that just went through Texas. It did not affect Louisiana. So there's no damage around here. There's no power outages around here. So I know that it looks like Houston's going to be, recovering for a little while. I didn't see any damage as I drove through the area of Houston, but a lot of power outages. So hopefully everybody gets their power back on soon, and hopefully there was no damage that I didn't see. So that's a wrap for this trip. It ended up being a longer trip than we expected, but all is good. We are home. We had a great time in Alaska. I just love Alaska. It's the most beautiful place. We had fun in Canada. We made the best of it for an impromptu 2 days in Vancouver. But that's it, and we will see you on the next adventure. Bye.